place, but you're up there. Is Rossi here? Rossi, if you're here, put something in the chat, I'll pin you.
There's a girl named Sophie Bailey. She's lighting up the night.
Here he is.
With her TikTok clips rolling, everything feels so right. Beauty inside and out. She's got that starry glow. The late night FYP show, bringing life to our scroll. From dancing in the kitchen to sharing all her dreams, Sophie's shining brighter than the sun's golden beams. No, Sophie Bailey, you're a fighter, it's true. Stronger than the storms that come your way, you break through. They try to bring you down, but you rise to the top.
Look at you, actually famous.
Thank you. Smile, you'll never stop. No, Sophie Bailey, so beautiful and free. And every day you show the world what it means to be. And maybe in the others think they can bring her down, 'cause Sophie knows her worth in this big old town. She's got that heart of gold, a soul that shines so bright, and every moment on her feet, it feels just so right. For all the ups and the downs, she's holding her own. With every late night smile, she's never alone. No, Sophie Bailey, you're a fighter, it's true. Stronger than the storms that come your way, you break through. They try to bring you down, but you rise to the top. And in your spirit and your smile, you'll never stop. No, Sophie Bailey, so beautiful and free. And every day you show the world what it means to be. With every TikTok dance and every heartfelt tale, you're climbing up the ladder, you will never fail. Building your own kingdom brick by brick.
Thank you.
In the game of life, girl, you're the magic trick. No, Sophie Bailey, you're a fighter, it's true.
Thank you.
Stronger than the storms that come your way, you break through. They try to bring you down, but you rise to the top. With your spirit and your smile, you'll never stop. No, Sophie Bailey, so beautiful and free. And every day you show the world what it means to be. So here's to you, Sophie, and all that you do. Keep shining your light, let it guide you through. With every TikTok magic, you're leaving your mark. No, Sophie Bailey, you're a brilliant spark.
A big up Rossi for that. I love that. Thank you everyone for all the gifts. I'm trying to pin you all, but I'm losing track of who sent what. Thank you everyone. I love it. I love it. Big up Rossi. Thank you, Emma. Oh my God, I'm getting all the gifts tonight. Thank you guys. You might all hate me in half an hour. Right. I don't know where to start with this. Do you know what I was going to do? I was going to cop out, right, and be a complete PUSS. Oh, this is annoying me that it keeps coming off the screen. I don't know why it's doing that. I was going to be a complete PUSSY and just not come live tonight and avoid the topic of discussion. But then I thought, do you know what? If I get cancelled, I get cancelled. It is what it is, isn't it? So well, let's listen to what DG had to say first.
situation, whether it was her or not, you still mocked the situation.
Obviously, we know what we're talking about. We're talking about said video, and then you will hear my opinions.
I didn't believe her. So if I'd believed her, yes, that's mocking, but I didn't believe her. Now, if EQ doesn't believe her, she doesn't believe me, but she's mocked a lot of women. She hasn't just mocked me. She's mocked a lot of women that have gone through that procedure. That has happened to.
It's like saying to somebody.
It's okay.
It's like a woman getting their head punched in by a fella.
No. The thing is, you can have an opinion, DJ, and say you don't believe me. That's an opinion. That's not mocking. You can't mock someone.
You mocked it by having a song on saying "Bye Bye Baby."
Yes, because I didn't believe it.
So do you not believe in people losing their babies?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, because I've just outsmarted you. That's what it is.
No, you haven't, DG. You haven't.
You're gonna go. That's when you know when someone's that. That's how you know. Listen.
Upset. Sorry. Oh. What the hell? Oh, I'm gonna stall. Never mind. You can't compare to a song that I played because I didn't believe a storyline, right?
Right. I'm not gonna play the video because I'm gonna.
Whether it was her or not,
I'm gonna have to keep this playing because for some reason it keeps coming off the screen. I'm not gonna play the video purely because I feel sympathy for the women that this affects. The one woman I do not feel sympathy for is Angie. I don't feel sympathy for Angie. I feel sympathy for the women that the video has affected. I don't agree with the video. I don't think that should be put on the internet. But I don't feel sympathy for Angie. And I will not stand there with going, I stand with Angie and I stand against this person, I stand with this. Because quite frankly, I've always stood on my own and I don't care. That's the point of it all. And if people don't want to support me anymore because of that, because I refuse to stand with a woman who 2 or 3 days ago, can't remember, said to Zia, said on live, Zia, you're no longer a mother because your son's unalive. That's what, so she said that literally 36 hours ago, 30 something around that. But there's no outrage for that. And I'll tell you why there's no outrage for that. Because Zia's not a creator. So I'm doing that because Zia's here. Zia's not a creator. So creators aren't going to get any type of clout by going at Zia's defense. Because she's not going to sit on live dragging each other. But I think people they have a very short memory. And one thing I do want to point out, which as triggering as this video is to many people, which I agree completely, is that this video is a collective of everything Angie has said out of her own mouth over the last few years. The reason that it's so outrageous is because it's all being put in one place at once. If the video was just on one situation, you guys wouldn't be outraged. But because Angie has said it all originally, that is where the issues originated from. Where's the outrage for Angie saying it all in the first place? She's changed her story numerous times. 1 minute it's this has happened, 1 minute that's happened. She sits there and tells us that we all have to prove receipts for everything. We need receipts for grape. This woman has got an unhealthy obsession with grape that she talks about it every day, which I find weird. And she asks everybody for receipts 24/7 on everything. And I am not condoning the video at all. I think it's wrong. I don't think it should be on the internet. And that's my opinion. I don't agree with the video at all. So remember that when you're all going to drag me and say Sophie's supporting EQ. I haven't said that. I've said I do not agree with the video. But I also do not agree with people sympathising for Angie when the most vile things have come out of this woman's mouth. And yeah, this is the thing. Everyone's got EQ speaks on this daily, EQ speaks on that. Angie spoke on my children literally a week ago. Spoke on my ex-partner who isn't alive anymore, saying I'm the reason he's not alive. And other creators have done the same. And I know that. But I don't hold that against people. I just remember it for next time. So when they want to say something to me, I can go, hang on a minute, you've said this. And that's how I work. I sit on information until it's needed. And yeah, and she doesn't believe anybody else's stories. And do you know what? Like, I'm not going to fall out with other creators over this, but I've said time and time again for days and days on end, I hate when people say, they go, oh, we both hate this person, so let's all gang up on this person together. Stand alone and do it by yourself. If you're this bad person you think you are, stand alone and stand against them yourself. Because I didn't go crying to other creators for help when people came for me. I stood on business, took it on the chin like the woman I am, and then moved on from it. I'm not saying I'm supporting anybody. I don't support anyone on this app. I stand alone. But one thing I will not ever do is feel sympathy for Angie. Ever. And notice that... And one thing I'm going to point out for all of you that are gifting Angie. All of you gifted Angie, right? This woman has got a very unhealthy addiction to alcohol. I'm not going to say she's an alcoholic because she's not. She's a binge drinker at best. I've also been in that situation before where I have had issues with drink. I've been sober now for nearly 5 months. So I know from that point of view, the reason Angie's ended her live and then gone back live is so she can take the money out of her live so she can then go buy wine. And she can drink, and then the tears will start flowing and everything else. So all of you gifting her are feeding this woman's problem. And I say it time and time again with people with addiction. We say it about Sobriety Jack. We say it about other people. You are feeding their addictions and then going, oh, poor Angie, she's in a drunken mess. Yeah, because you've sent her money and you funded that problem. So well done, guys. 3 cheers to all you people that are putting Angie in an early...
You say that you want me back, and I tell you it don't mean that. No, it don't mean that. I couldn't stop laughing, no, I just couldn't help myself. See, you messed up my mental health. I was quite unwell. I was so lost back then, but with a little help from my friends, I found a light in the tunnel at the end. Now you're calling me on the phone, so you can have a little wine and a moan. It's only because you're feeling alone. At first, when I see you cry, it makes me smile. Yeah, it makes me smile. At worst, I feel bad for a while, but then I just smile. I go ahead and smile.
Hi guys. So obviously Angie's doing what she does best, and she's like getting everyone to mass report me like she does, because she does vile things, and she doesn't like when people say it how it is. So yeah, that was my opinion on the whole situation. I think Zia wants to have a few choice words as well. Hi, Zia.
Hey, honey, how are ya?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
It was a little difficult today to watch what I watched because it's just like, it brought me back to a year ago when this all happened with Alex, and she was going for the, it wasn't dailies, it was the risings. It was the last time too that they had it. They took it off after she did it that day. It was one. I think it was one day. No, it was a week. I'm sorry, it was the last of that. I don't know what it was, but anyways, it was a weekly because it went all week, and I seen the same thing. It was a built up to the bullying that she was going through, and then everybody supported her. I did myself. And I could just see the same reactions, what she was doing today. And I look at it this way. Today, Angie was the lesser of two evils. I don't have any love lost for Evil Queen. I think everything she does is distasteful. I think she goes over the edge. And she hasn't hit me personally on live, but we've had our differences, in texting. But Angie's a little different. Angie goes for everybody and anybody. And the things that she's had to say about people, absolutely vulgar, because it's things that are happening and they're true. My son passed. And the things that she said yesterday in Corey's live, and the things that she said prior about me no longer being a mother, these are all reactions to just me supporting somebody or me not standing up for her. I've never gone for her looks. I've never gone for anything that would be done personally. What I don't like is my opinions on what she says about people. Not so much me, but she said something today with DG that really struck me funny when she said, no, I wasn't that upset because I know it's not true, so it doesn't bother me, but what about everybody else? So how about then you made the money off of it, so why don't you take that money that you made and give it to all those other people that are affected? Because if you remember, I said the same thing. When everyone came to me about, look what she said about your son, you're no longer a mother. Well, she knows that I have a daughter, so I'll always be a mother no matter if I didn't have a daughter or not. But like I said to her, but how about all the other ones that don't have any other children? So you don't think that hurt them? And then I said, you know what? I don't expect her to have that empathy. I really don't. Because she doesn't. Either does Evil Queen. For whatever reason. That's why they can both be so vulgar and they can both be so evil. But I'm so disappointed today in how everybody just warmed up to her and put her on a pedestal and forgot about everything because how she was treated. And she didn't even care. She didn't even care. She doesn't care. It was the money. Like the thing with Alex. Don't worry about it, Zia. It's only words, but that's what the people want. They want this drama. They want this, so I'm going to give it to them. And most of the people will continue to gift her because they're ashamed that they just got scammed another time. They just got manipulated by the two best manipulators on this app. It's ridiculous. And as far as Corey is concerned, Corey, I always try to give you chances, dude. I really did. But when you allowed Angie to say those things about my son, and then you say today, I have a heart. I've got to stand up with her. I know I wouldn't make you any coins. I know I wouldn't. Like Angie's problems and EQ's drama will make you coins, and I know I won't. But there's one thing you can rest assured, that if you were getting pushed over a fucking bridge and the three of us were standing there, I'd be the one to help you, dude. Even though you could not put your morals up front and say, you know what, I don't give a shit about the coins. Zia didn't deserve this, and you shouldn't be on my platform saying things like that about a child. Everybody else's child, it's okay, right? Because we're not creators. You can't make money off of us. You can't make money off our stories. Well, let me tell you something. If there's going to be a blackout, there better be two. There better be Angie and Evil Queen. Because that woman has hurt so many people, and I'm tired of being an act. I'm tired of her being ruthless, and I will show no one any receipts. You prove. You show the receipts. I don't have to show you anything because I don't give a shit what your opinion is. But I do care about the people on this app that you hurt. Sophie, thank you, honey, for letting me have my say. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, you're welcome. Corey's in the chat, Zia.
That's okay, he could be.
He said, why am I being mentioned?
He knows why.
Oh. Okay. One second, let me let Corey in.
So, sorry, I'm confused. Why was I mentioned?
I think it's to do with what Angie said when she was battling the other day, because I think Zia's upset because, and I said it earlier, like there was no outrage all over the app when she was saying Zia's no longer a mother a few days ago.
I wasn't in the boxes when that happened.
I think you were battling her, I think it was when she left the battle.
No, all she mentioned was a guy, her husband or something. She never mentioned no kids because I would have stopped her. She never mentioned no kids at all. She mentioned a John, is there, or Paul or something?
Oh, I don't know. We'll need to find it because I know she's been saying it all over TikTok for days about Zia's kid.
She mentioned nothing. Zia, you can, but were you, or you apologised to me. You said you shouldn't have stopped her. Please stop it. What?
Yeah, she did. It's all on it. Everyone's saying it's on FYP. Can someone tag me in it so we can see it? Because
Yeah, play it. Corey, was about a year ago. Was it?
has anyone got the video or seen it so we can play it?
Yeah, I'm not responsible for anybody else's words, not gonna lie. Have you got the video? Do you want me to find it?
I haven't got it. Someone said she definitely said it. Oh, someone said, was it not Rickster that mentioned it when battling him?
All I can remember was them bringing up some bloke, and I said, can you stop going on about people who are not on the app? And then he changed the topic again. Went for me instead. I typed in Angie and Corey Wiles, and it comes up with Corey reports HMRC for Angie.
Good. Glad you did that.
Sophie, you're confused about saying about me not being a mother. That was a couple of months ago, not a year ago.
Oh, that was a couple. Oh,
That's
right.
what's getting confusing. No, Corey came in and he had said when me and you were in there, and he said, Zia, I'm really sorry. If I knew that that's how it was going to go, I would have shut it down.
Yeah, but all she brought up was your partner. She didn't bring up no child.
No, Corey, I want you to look at it again, hon. It's not just Angie. It was anybody. It was all of them that were in your box.
You mean the battle, not in my books?
Yeah, in the battle, right.
Guys, where's the clip? Somebody find me the clip.
Let me see if I've got it.
I don't think I've got the clip. I unfavourite my clips, see, after I'm done with them, because I don't want to play the same
No,
clip
that's
twice.
fine, Corey. That's fine. But, you know, like Sophie was trying to say is, there's no outrage when somebody's going after a supporter or a gifter. There's no outrage. You all just let it happen, because if that person's not gifting you, who gives a shit? Nobody cares. you know, and it's not a big deal. But you know what? If you guys don't stop her, you're not going to have any more supporters or gifters. Because why would you want to get aggravated and torn apart because you're trying to support someone? Does that make any sense? Is that business smart? And now with this banning every 5 minutes, come on. If she could do it to Sophie, she can do it to you. She could do, and she has. But to stay on somebody's good side just because you don't want hate or bad press, and that goes over, let me finish, please. And that is just goes over morals. And then you say, but it's just an app. Really? It wasn't an app when they struck you and when you were going through your hard time. It wasn't an app when they go after Sophie or anybody else when they're a hard time. But for you all to rally on and say that poor woman, she doesn't even give a shit. Like she said, I don't care because I know it's not, you know, I don't believe it, so it's no big deal. Well, then tell her to donate all that money to the people that she said, but it does affect others. All of a sudden she cares. And you all just rallied around her. It's absolutely hypocritical. I'm sorry. I know it's just an app. I know you're all supposed to make money. I get it. Well, how come Sophie can be on here and have morals and stand straight as she possibly can? Yeah, she's made mistakes in the beginning. We all did. So did I. But to glorify because she was the less of two evils today was a sham. And there's more people that think it than you believe. They're just too embarrassed to admit that they were manipulated once again by the two best manipulators on the app, Evil Queen and Delusive Angie. And that's how I feel. And that's because of what she has come to me with the Discord, with trying to bring everything out on me. I don't have to explain anything. Sorry that Google doesn't update every 5 years, every 10 years. Sorry. But I don't give a shit. The point I care about is don't go around being a flip-flop. You know the woman is evil, and to stand by her because you just didn't want hate or you think that's what the people want because that's what got to keep your room going. You're not going to make money off of me and what people say about me. As you can well see, everybody dropped it because I'm not a moneymaker and I never will be. I spend, I give from my heart. And I truly wanted you to win that battle because I've seen how you have been with Sophie and helping and even with me. So I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just trying to tell you that there's more people that feel like I do and Sophie, honey.
Right. So in terms of me, again, I said it on my own live today that I am not in any way, shape or form besties with Angie. But what I will stand against is I think the video that was posted was absolutely vulgar.
Yeah, but she
That's the
didn't
only reason
care.
why I unblocked her and I
Right.
said I'm not going to go against you today. Tomorrow we're going to be arguing again, no problem.
But you know what, Corey? Let me explain something to you. More people supported Angie because they hate EQ, not because they stand up.
A bit of beef. I don't think I'm gonna open the boxes because it just gets me banned. So the video. Let's get back to it. No sympathy for Angie whatsoever from me. Personally, the first thing that came to my head was that they'd both be in on it. Because look where they both are on the rankings. I don't know if they are. Don't know if they aren't. But to me, I don't sympathise with somebody that says vile things. And I don't think there should be a level of what's more vile. That's my opinion. Something's vile, end of. There shouldn't be different levels of vileness. Like, oh, well, that's worse. It's all bad. That's how I see it. And there's another new video. Oh God, is there? What's the third video? Is it gonna get me banned if I play it? Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, darling. I don't think Angie's bothered. And then, do you know what got to me, right? It was the coming back on, and then the whole crying. I did this, I did. Sympathy because people were calling her out. It's the crying all the time when she isn't getting the attention she wants. Oh God, is that what it means? Thank you, guys. I can't sympathise with somebody like Angie, and that's not me condoning the video whatsoever. And I don't know where people are getting that from, that I've said that, because I haven't. I've said it's outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous. But I can't sympathise with a woman that says the worst things in the world. Yeah, exactly. It's a case of milking it and manipulating people to feel sorry for you, and I don't like that. I don't support anyone. I stand alone, Miss J. I say this time and time again, I stand alone on this app. Whenever you ever see me team up with people, never once have I had to do that. And I think this is the bit that's confused me as well with, I don't have any personal issues with all these other creators. I don't think that I don't care enough about them on a personal level. I have certain ones I speak to off the app, which I do care about, and they know that. And I'll call them for their opinions and get their views on things before I run with what I want to say, just to say. And sometimes we disagree. That's the difference. I don't go with what majority vote is and what everyone else thinks. That's why I'm not going to sit and say, oh, I stand with so-and-so, I stand with them, because I don't stand with anybody. I stand alone. And this is the reason why, because when you stand with somebody, when they go down, you go down with them. I have spoke on the effect it's had for many. I said I sympathise with the women it affects, just not Angie. Which is exactly what I've said. I've said it in my Discord today to my subscribers before I came live, so they knew what page I was on, so that it wasn't so shocking when I said it. And I think that, to me, I do think Angie should be donating some of that money, because she's not going to donate all of it, let's face it. But she should maybe donate the money to the women that are suffering, that are going through awful situations. And, there's women out there that are infertile, women that have to go through IVF over and over again. There's women that have been in not very nice relationships where they've lost their baby at the hands of a man hurting them. That, to me, are the women I stand with. The ones that are upset. Not the woman who sits on live previously mocking other women, saying she doesn't care about other women, got a very unhealthy obsession with grape, and can joke about exactly that, make it make sense. Where are the unis and the big gifts for the women who don't go live, who are sat in their rooms crying right now because they're upset? Why is everyone supporting Angie, who every other day says outrageous stuff? Where's the support for the women that don't go live, who are now sat upset because it's reminded them of something? They're the women that need the support, not Angie. 692 I'll send you a uni, Miss Kelly. But this is the bit that I don't get, and I'm so glad that like somebody else is on the same page as me and feels the same way, because that's the first thing that went to my head. And I think to monetize off that kind of situation is outrageous. I don't think it should be monetized off. Yeah, I think they should all donate. Yeah, they should all donate. And I think, like, I don't know. Like, I saw, like, that singer Lucy gifted her. I could get a clip up now where she was being horrible about Lucy, a few days ago? When that Sharon who gifted Corey went in a box and she said Lucy and she thought she meant that singer Lucy. Yet she's gifted her. All the people that Angie's not been nice to and mocked for weeks and weeks are now gifting her to support her. And all you're doing is feeding her problems, her addiction, which is alcohol. And I just can't, as somebody who's had problems with alcohol in the past and I've been very open with it, I can't sit there and condone putting money in the pocket of somebody who has a problem. And then you see in the comments people saying like, oh, Angie, I saw a comment, I think it said Angie's not hit rock bottom yet, she's got a problem with this and that. That she's got an issue with drink, she's got this and that. Well, now you're all gifting and feeding that issue. And we literally sit and say the same thing about Sobriety Jack and say like people shouldn't be sending him money on PayPal because you're now feeding his addiction. And that, to me, that's partly to blame. And I know people aren't going to agree with what I say. And I just don't... Yeah. Like, I wasn't even going to talk on it purely because I don't want involvement. And I don't want any involvement in the whole situation, to be honest. Exactly that. And the thing is, people coming here to make money, I get that, but I can understand why the videos upset people who have been through baby loss. But I think the problem here is that, yeah, we've said about that video, yeah. It's a bit confusing, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Give it a couple days and everyone will have turned on each other again. And this is why there's just no point getting involved, like on a personal level with these kind of beefs. Because it's like that you can, as you see it all the time, like, oh, a creator defends another creator till the end of the earth, and then they're outraged and angry when that creator makes friends with the person they're arguing with. And to me, like, what if then they fall out? They fall out because they're like, oh, I defended you so much, I took so much grief for you to defend you, and now you're back friends with them. That's why I just don't get involved. So yeah, like, I don't care if people, oh, I just burped. I don't care if people dislike me. But I just think that, to me, on a personal level, I just stand alone. And if it means people don't like me, they don't like me. Am I losing sleep over TikTok? No. I come on here, I make money, I provide you all with a bit of entertainment, go something on a night, and then come off. And then get on with my day. And it's like, thank you, darling. It's just, I just don't understand. Like, I've noticed this thing. Yeah, it seems a pattern, Angie going for gifters on the arm. She did it to Sharon. Sharon sent Pori a lion, and she got absolutely annihilated in a box, questioning her and saying, have you got proof of this? Have you got proof? Like, no one needs to provide proof of anything to anybody on this app. And I've said that time and time again. And it's same with when people have said things to me, well, prove this, prove that. I owe nothing to any of these creators. I will never prove anything to anyone on any situation. Thank you, Nicole. Oh, we had Ricks to dealt with. And I think the problem is, it's like, to me, I don't take this app so deeply. And I sympathise so much with the people who aren't creators who are upset. They're the people I sympathise with in these situations. Because no one gives them a voice. They're not given a voice to be upset. Yeah, T, that's what, like, confused me as well. Like, it was literally a few days ago that was mocked, and then it's all just forgotten about. And it's like, to me, if you're gonna be outraged by it and upset by it, how can you... I just don't... To me, I don't react the way some other creators do, because most things don't really make me feel outraged, I'll be honest. I'll be disgusted in some things I say, but you'll not see me jumping around boxes, shouting about it, going, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. You'll never see me do that. Yeah, exactly, Martha. She wasn't bothered this morning. And then her pockets got lined, she made money, and then she's straight on the alcohol, and then she's talking on it non-stop. And then that's just got to red then, and she's thought, oh, hang on a minute, I need to get a bit more up the dailies. That's how I see it. What's this? Let me get the thing up. So yeah, we're going to move on now, because I'm not losing a third account to this situation. Exactly, Sarah. I just don't want to be involved in it. You're not going to see me going, oh my God, I stand with them. I don't stand with anyone on here. I don't know what this is.
Show me the screenshot.
On her live yesterday, before she made the Angie video, that she was going to make a video.
Show the screenshot.
Pinned down by a man, and misread in her DV, like misread basically being battered.
Yeah, so where was Luke getting on top of Tilly then?
So it didn't come out of EQ's mouth.
No.
Right, but...
We're not responsible for our chat, remember, everybody?
Me, baby.
As they always say.
So it didn't come out of EQ's mouth, but it came from EQ's chat, which was unmuted.
Oh, God.
And like I've said to you before, birds of a feather flock together. Go on, Angie, get all the support.
Thank you, Katie.
Live goal, everybody, let's do it.
Don't worry about the gifts, let's put on
Can we get a heart reason as well? There's loads of yeah?
Make one of Luke putting Tilly down.
Oh, so not me.
That wasn't muted.
Show me the screenshot.
On her live yesterday, before she made the Angie video, that she was going to make a video.
Show the screenshot.
Pinned down by a man, and misread in her DV, like misread basically being battered.
Yeah, so where was Luke getting on top of Tilly then?
So it didn't come out of EQ's mouth.
No.
Right, but...
We're not
My voice,
responsible
Sophie.
for our chat, remember, everybody?
Me, baby.
As they always
So it
say.
didn't come out of EQ's mouth, but it came from EQ's chat, which wasn't muted.
Oh, God.
And like I've said to you before, birds of a feather flock
Look
together.
together.
Go on, Angie, get all the support.
Thank you, Katie.
Live goal, everybody, let's do it.
Don't worry about the guests, let's put on
Can we get
Don't
a heart
nothing,
beating
then.
as well? There's loads of them, yeah?
Make one of Luke putting Tilly down
Oh, so not me.
that wasn't muted.
Show me the chat.
Sorry guys, I was just watching something. I think this is the start of the video again. So obviously this was never said by EQ personally. I will be, yes, Tony, if I don't lose this account as well. I just feel like, you know, there's creators on here. If it was said in a chat, personally, yeah, it should have been muted, really. I'll be honest. Like, to me personally, if someone put something like that in my chat, I'd mute it. But, on, like, another level, I just feel like you don't always see everything in your chat as well. That's the mods' jobs. Because in, like, when you're on live studio, like on the PC now, you have the chat at the side and then the GIFs at the top. And the mods should be picking up on that, if anything. Like, if my chat's moving fast, I miss all of it. There'll be like the odd comment I see, and then by the time I finish reading it, it's moved completely and it's all new comments. And you have to scroll loads to find the one that you just read. If you read everything, it's a nightmare. But it was definitely on the mods to get rid of that. They should have got rid of that because that's too far. But I think this just shows how quickly things get spread around on this app. Like 1 second, it's one creator's fault. And then the next, the one creator's apparently said something. And then the next time someone in the chat who's seen that will go to the other creators live and go, they've said this and that about you. And it's like a game of Chinese whispers. Like, look how quickly, when I first came live, people went over to Corey's live and said I was bigging up EQ. Never once did I say I big up EQ. I said I don't condone that video and I support the women who were affected, just not Angie. And that's what I said. And it's like one person will put it in the chat and then numerous others who weren't even there and didn't see it will start repeating it so that the creator sees the comment. And I think that's one of the big problems on this app, and I've said that many a time. Yeah, like sheep, Angie, yeah, like sheep, and they'll just repeat something even if they know it's not true. They like to stir the pot up. I feel like some viewers, they want to see people argue and go at each other. And they want to see a back and forth between these people. Exactly. And if, I'm sure, you know, people screen record lives. If that had come out of a mouth, then it would have been caught on a recording. So yeah, at least Corey debunks that. There was a CLA drama today. Yeah, it's been proven, cockapoo, that she never said it, that it was somebody in a chat that put it. So a mod should have muted that.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go over the series of events of what happened with CLA last night with the locksmith and the police because there's a lot of misinformation in my comment section, and I saw it happen live. It's understandable that a lot of you guys didn't because it was 3 and 4 in the morning, so most of you would be asleep, I hope. First you need to know that multiple locksmiths came to her door. CLA goes live. She looks physically like she's just woken up. She says there's a man at her door trying to change her lock. He's the bald-headed man, if you've seen her Ring doorbell camera footage. He's on the phone with somebody that says they're the landlord and that she's been evicted and he has to change the lock. She talks to the person on speaker. She immediately clocks that the phone number is a private phone number and not a council phone number. Have a back and forth. The locksmith says he's called the police. CLA shuts the door. She goes back inside, sits on her bed, and she calls the police. She explains what's going down to the police. She pauses the live for a little bit while she exchanges some private information. And she comes back on and talks to her chat. She seems shell-shocked. She seems fearful. Also, she seems like she's contemplating whether or not it could be real. Like, could she really be being evicted in this moment? She knows the police are coming. She gets up and starts cleaning up her flat, if you get what I mean. Spraying air freshener everywhere. The windows open. You can hear some stuff going on outside, but it's not clear if that was the police with the locksmiths or just people outside. The police show up. They speak to the locksmith first because, again, he also called the police. The police show up. It's a female and male police officer. She starts to tell them what's going on. It's unclear if they're there because of her call to the police or because of the locksmith's call to the police. They basically later on say that they're there because of both phone calls. She starts explaining what's happening. They tell her that the locksmith downstairs, whom they've already spoken to, said that she called them to come out. It's not clear what locksmith they spoke to because, again, at one time, 3 locksmiths were there at the same time. And you can see that from the Ring doorbell footage that she put out. So at first they say this is what the guy is saying to us. We're a bit confused. She says, no, I didn't call any locksmith. This is a fake phone call, a prank. They then discuss all the prank calls that she's had and the kicking of the door. She tells them that there were multiple locksmiths there. There was also the gasman there earlier in the day and a call girl there. Ask for the Ring doorbell footage. She also talks about it. She says, I'll give it to you. They start to exchange email addresses. She ends the live. She comes back live again. She's yelling out the window. She's showing the police speaking to one of the locksmiths outside in front of the vehicles. She's saying, he needs to be arrested. He was trying to get into my property with a drill at 3 a.m. The police tell her to go back in her flat and wait for them. The police come back up again, talk to her a second time. This is what you don't see on the FYP. They tell her that they don't believe that she's the one that called. They do believe that it's a prank phone call. They're going to try their best to figure out who did it. They actually called the phone number that the locksmith gave to them that called him. Of course, nobody answered. They took all the information down from the locksmith as well. He's really pissed, the locksmith, because he's been pulled into this with this whole shenanigans. They're going to try to do their best. This is mainly the male officer speaking to her to figure out who's been doing this. Again, he asks for email addresses and Ring doorbell footage to be sent to him. The female officer at one point tells her that this is happening because you go live while it's happening. If you didn't go live, these people that are calling, they want to see the drama, so if you don't go live, maybe it'll stop. CLA says to the officer, I understand that, but also it's 3 a.m. and there's a man with a drill trying to get into my home. I feel like I have to go live for my own safety. It's a crazy situation, and they all agree that it's a crazy situation. The police leave. That's what went down. Okay.
So was it a real locksmith? So I know I watched briefly the 3 a.m. one last night. Let me just keep playing it, mute it. It keeps playing up on here. So it was a real locksmith that came, and he was trolled by someone saying, I'm a landlord, go to a house. Why is she not just moving house? I bet she's having the biggest regrets ever by putting her own address out there, isn't she? Well, you do get 24-hour ones, don't you? That's the thing. There'll be 24-hour ones for call-outs. So they'll have like emergency call-out ones. That's just why, like, they shouldn't be able to do that, though, surely without proof. To say, like, here's the warrant, we've got control of the property. Like, I've watched Can't Pay Will Take It Away a few times. So, from what I know, they have to come with a warrant to prove that they need to change the locks. Surely you can't just ring someone. Like, that's insane to me. Yeah, like, is that what it's called? Yeah. Section 21. Yeah. Oh, that's the bit. Yeah, but she's getting. That's what they said. She was getting evicted. They said she's getting evicted. She's not paid her rent for 5 months or something, and that she needs to, or 3 months. But surely they wouldn't do that on a bank holiday. That's crazy. I think the locksmith, the first original one that came, is a bit daft, because to me, what landlord would ring you saying, I'm evicting this tenant, turn up at 3 a.m. on bank holiday? They wouldn't do that. They'd book it in advance and say, look, this day they're getting evicted. I need you to go change the locks. Like, surely they'd say, like, I need an appointment on the 20th of May, this day, to go evict this person. That's just crazy to me.
It's on the door, everything. Can you just like block my number or report it to the police or something? Because they're just wasting your time, my time, and it's just...
Thing is, you do get like a lot of like cowboy workmen, don't you? Who will just do anything for cash. So they'll just assume they're getting paid cash or something. I don't know, it's weird, because to me, like, surely they'd want payment and proof, or so I assume they're just invoicing them. I don't know. Maybe they said, I'll meet you there, I'll be there a bit later and I'll pay you cash. I don't know. You do get a lot of cowboy workmen though.
Just a joke. I don't know. I've got millions of followers. You tell me.
What, they've got your address?
Yes. Tell me what famous person you know that you don't know where they live. Everyone, there's nothing I can do about it. And even more so because I'm in a council property. Yeah, it's so weird, but I've got to deal with it because, you know, there's nothing I can do, so I'm sorry, you know. Yeah, it's definitely not me, brother. You need to report it to the police. Is this guy alright? And then I'm just getting vexed. Trust me. Look, I'm getting vexed. I'm a TikToker. I'm Chelsea Lear. Everyone keeps coming to my door every minute. I'm gonna go nuts, bro. I'm gonna get bag of mans in my house and ain't no one gonna be knocking on my door. No, but it's not nice, darling. I'm a woman that lives on my own. And I'm telling you that, look.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you. I'm losing my mind. I had someone drilling my door last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Imagine telling me I've been evicted from the council.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, brother. Honest to God.
I'll tell you the person that... Do you recognise the number?
I mean, I feel sorry for it, because as a woman on your own, it's not nice, is it? But once again, no sympathy, because you brought this on yourself. You put your own address out there. Why would you do that? Exactly. She likes it when it's gifts and free food coming. Like, you're not helping your own situation. And to me, do you want my honest opinion, right? Well, obviously you do, you're here. Why are you putting it all over live? Because now you're putting the idea in other people's heads. So now people are going to think, oh, I can do this to other people. So when other people get doxed now people are going to be sending locksmiths. Because they're going to think, oh, we're not sending unpaid takeaways now. We're going to send locksmiths to scare them. Why would you do that on live and give people them ideas? It just doesn't... What logic is going through your head to think that that was a genius idea? And this is what I mean with these people with lack of brain cells on this fucking app. Exactly. If it is a setup, yeah, if it is a setup, she's a genius, because I bet she got loads of gifts and sympathy for that, everyone feeling sorry for her. This is the thing, I just can't believe anything on this app anymore. Like, the things happening are just like crazy wild that, to me, it just seems so out there, it just can't be real. And that's how I just feel about everything I'm watching at the moment. Right, I'm going to come off anyway, guys, because it's 11:45 and I've already lost 2 accounts, so I'm not losing another one, and I've got some shit to deal with. But thank you, everyone. I hope you liked or disliked my opinions today. And I'm going to go deal with some personal stuff now. Bye, guys.